What is up, everybody? This is RybackStun. We have returned to Marvel Heroes. We are going to be taking a look at one of my favorite characters to play, which is Iron Man. And I'm going to show you what I do for my build, what I do for my items, possibilities for item changes, and I'm going to go through a Cosmic Kurse Terminal to showcase to you how my build runs. So, first of all, let's go ahead and look at how the powers are distributed. We have three trees here. We have energy beams, defense systems, and tech gadgets. You'll notice I have a lot of ranks and a bunch of different powers based upon what I have equipped. But basically, the max skills are going to be Arc Reactor Enhancement, the One-Off, Pulse Bolt, Shield Overload, and Jericho Bombardment. I have a few points in Force Shield and Adaptive Defenses. I also have 1 point in Micro Missiles, 1 point in Missile Control System, 1 point in System Reboot, and 1 point in Jet Boot Flight. Now, your crux of your entire build is going to be the Arc Reactor Enhancement. Arc Reactor Enhancement gives you a bunch of extra spirit, and it also gives you damage rating equal to a certain percentage of your spirit depending on its rank. Up to rank 20 or rank 15, I'm not entirely sure, it is 100%. After a certain point, it's 200%, and after rank 30, it's 300%. So you'll notice I'm getting 3,295 damage rating, which is up 300% of my bonus spirit. Great power to use. After 30, the damage rating doesn't go up, but your maximum spirit will, so you can put extra points into this if you want. I max it out, so I have it at bare minimum 20, and then my uniques and stuff like that can increase points into it later on. Your main damage dealer is going to be the One-Off. Yes, it's a cooldown power, but it's still one of the best powers in the game, in my opinion. It's basically a circle around you that you use micro lasers like he did in the Avengers to deal a lot of damage. And you'll notice here it does a ton of damage, full 20 points into that, with ranks into that from my actual skills, and then my uniques it goes up to rank 34, and you can see it does 130 to 196 damage per hit for 3 hits. Spirit cost is pretty low, cooldown is pretty high, but you know, you get past it. Your main basic ability that you're going to be using that's not actually a basic is Pulse Bolt. And it essentially fires a warping blast that deals a certain amount of damage, has a stun, and it has a pretty decent rate of fire and a low spirit cost. A lot of people will choose to use wrist rockets. No decision is wrong. I just prefer Pulse Bolt because it allows me to clear a wider area at any one time. Some people use channeled repulsors, some people use repulsor barrage. Whatever you want to do, play it the way you want to. I'm just telling you the way I play it is Pulse Bolt. I only put 10 points into Force Shield because I wanted to put a few points into some other stuff elsewhere, namely Jericho Bombardment. But you want to make sure you have some points into this for the defensive capacity. You do get defense rating, you get shield capacity, and you have damage negated while activated, which is pretty darn good. And then that leads into this power called Shield Overload, which allows you to use your build without a basic, because when you activate it, it deals damage and restores a certain amount of your maximum spirit. With 20 points into it, 25 total from items and such, it does 22 to 33,000 damage. It has a 38% maximum spirit restoration, and your damage bonus is 25% of your shield capacity. It also costs 25% of your shield capacity. Cooldown is 6 seconds, so you can't just spam. I put 16 points, which is basically everything I had left after doing all my other stuff and getting my little one-pointers, in Adaptive Defenses, which allows me to regenerate health. It restores spirit when not using spirit spending powers, and it allows my shield to regenerate while it is active for 145 points per second. It also does energy damage when my shields are hit by a melee attack, which is pretty good against melee attackers. Wrist Rocket already has a point into it just because that's the way it is. I never use it. I used to use it, and in a missile build it is quite good, but not for this build that I'm running. I run Micro Missiles, however, and the reason why is that it's a nice little blast. It's 6 points into it, so it's not really crazy good right now. But it is enough damage that I enjoy using it, and for 2,000 to 3,000 damage over 12 shots, each shot doing 2,000 to 3,000 damage, it's pretty cool 3-second cooldown. In a missile build, you'll probably end up maxing this, but in my build, I put 1 point into it because it gives me a nice little thing to use while I'm rushing. I do use Jet Boosted Flight because I don't have a teleporter and I don't want to put a ziggurat on this character. It's 1 point isn't that big of a deal across any of your powers. I mean, you'd probably either put it back into Adaptive Defenses or your shield, or try to put points into another power with whatever you want to do. It just gets me around, I have it on my right click, and that's how I move in each of these different things. 1-point missile control system, which gives me the ability to see enemies on the minimap. It has a crit rating. It also gives me a % chance to fire a missile when I use a power. The crit scales, I took 1 point in it for the minimap and basically 300 crit, but with points in my abilities and one of my cosmics, I have 9 points into it. System reboots, same thing. Gives me passive defense rating and energy damage when I die. I don't know whether it's supposed to be a chance or if it just happens. I think all the revive mechanics are currently broken. I have no way to prove that, and I have no evidence other than the fact that sometimes when I die, the stuff doesn't activate, even though it's supposed to, and it's not on cooldown. Doesn't matter. It's a nice point for the defense and a system reboot if you get it. Plus the energy damage. And last is Jericho Bombardment. This is absolutely paramount to the build to help you defeat bosses with the missile reflection affix. Pulse Bolt bounces off the thing. One-off will penetrate through it, but that's because it's not a missile. Jericho Bombardment drops an AoE on the ground. The actual rockets themselves, or missiles, whatever you want to call them, drop from the sky, and it allows you to pierce through that missile reflection thing because it's an AoE on the ground. It's not targeted at the character, it's targeted at the ground. And it does a lot of damage. Area duration is 5 seconds, cooldown is 3 seconds, so I can have 2 of these running at any one time if I continue spamming it, and it's a pretty good power. No points in the ultimate since I haven't gotten any extra bonus things there, but the ultimate's pretty cool. I did not want to move that far. Showing you what I've got equipped. Not everything is the best of the best. Not even everything is great. Like, I'm still missing a couple things, but this is what I use for right now as my basis. Artifacts start out with Pluvian Superconductor. Great ability for all these area powers you have. Everything I'm running right now is area. Pulse Bolt is area. Micro Missiles is area. Shield Overload is area. Jericho Bombardment is area. And the one-off is area. All of it is area damage. So having an extra 525 damage, the only way you can do any better is if you could have an item with 200 spirit on it. That's it. That's the only way it could get any better. I run a Super Soldier Serum for survivability, the extra spirit, health regeneration, spirit regeneration, defense, health, all that other lovely good stuff. It is important to have survivability for this character because he is a little squishy. But you could do a defense build and just, boom, survive forever. A lot of people do tend to do that. I could change this into a different build where it's a little bit more survivable with less attacks, so on and so forth. Power Prism Shard is a really good power. It gives me 7% cost reduction on area powers. Again, everything is area. 313 crit rating for any area power. That maxes out at 320. 8% radius for area powers. Makes my Pulse Bolts bigger. Makes my one-off bigger. Makes the Jericho Bombardment bigger. All that other stuff. And I'm running an Advanced Meta Sentry Array, which gives me +1 to my power, 7% attack speed, and 304 damage rating. The only thing that would be better with this is something that gives me attack speed and 100 spirits. I don't want to use the Beta Ray Particle Accelerator because it only gives spirit, and as it is, I'm making a sacrifice on one of my things to get something better. So, but it's a decision to increase DPS. The medallion that I'm running is Doc Ock. Crit rating for any area power, radius of area powers, and damage rating as well as +2 to powers. Important. I'm trying to get more of these at better ranks, so on and so forth. Relic of the Gibberim, 319 health, or 100. Well, wow, that was wrong. 139 health plus 94 spirit. That's basically 300 damage. Whatever 94 times 3 is what it is. As soon as I get more points into that, that's awesome. Ring right now needs some work. I want a Cosmic Ring, but I've got Brute Strike rating, damage with a range power, damage with an area power, and health. I'd love to be able to get rid of that Brute Strike rating. I am running 2 healers right now. Your option for blessings actually are Healer or Odin. Odin would actually be pretty good if you want to farm bosses. Otherwise, it's your blessings are kind of meh across the board. You can go with Fandrels if you want to take that 12% dodge across the board for the extra. I think it's like 400 crit rating if you do it across the board. Right now, my crit rating is sitting at 1539, which is 31%. The extra 400 might push me to that 40 limit. I forget exactly what the exact number is, but it would put me close enough to it to be that way, which would be interesting. My legendary is Macran right now. This is the new Macran. The rank 5 proc is basically useless. And 20-second cooldown, 10% chance. It's nowhere near as good as the old one. But we did get 1,000 health and a crit rating equal to half our spirit activated on power use. So my crit rating goes up by 600 every time I use a power. So that's pretty good. Gungnir is your other option. Probably the better option. I might switch over to that. I would basically lose 600 damage rating on that. But I would probably gain a lot more in crit damage through that. And then just have to put spirit on other stuff. Right now I'm using Experimental Overcharge Repulsors, crit damage on energy attacks, 5 to energy beams, and 8 to coolant blast. Coolant blast is wasted at the moment because I don't use that power. I don't have that build. But the plus 5 to energy beams is amazing, and I do have the bow enchant on it, which gives me 50 damage rating to any range power. I'm running Eidolon Warwear for the health regeneration, the health, move speed, damage to a range power, and tenacity, plus the defense. Running a Spirit enchant. Running Oscorp Prototype Generator, Spirit, and more Spirit. This is literally 900 extra damage rating just off one item. There's nothing else in the game that gives that much damage rating, I don't think. Running a Cosmic pair of boots. This is in a constant state of flux, trying to find different things, better things to be able to put together with this set of boots. Still in process. That's basically all there is to it. And then I'm running the Execution in helmet targeting software, damage rating, defense, damage against bosses, crit rating, damage, crit damage rating, brute rating, damage on energy attacks, +1 to all powers, and +4 to energy beams. So from that alone, it's +9, and then other powers give me other stuff for my energy beams. This is an old core. I'm trying to find a new core. It's a pain in the ass to find a core. I'm trying to find something with energy, 25% regen, or a spirit and 25% regen, whichever is able to give me what I get on the first drop. Running Insignia of Adam Warlock because I like this. I like the spirit regeneration. You want to typically find something that it's either going to be O'Grady or Adam Warlock is going to be your options, and then your affixes on this you want it to be spirit, and either damage or crit rating or crit damage rating. And that's basically what you want on those types of things. Your affixes on your costume core, you'll probably want either damage or crit rating. Possibly crit damage rating if you can roll that pretty well. Rune is River of the Soul, because everything's ranged power, except for this. The Shield Overload is not a ranged power, but I don't do as much damage with that. 60 Spirit, gain 6 Spirit when you hit with a power, 6% power duration, and -6% spirit cost for powers. Boazon is also another really good rune word to use for Iron Man. If you have the ability to get that tier and that Saturn, go for it. I have it. I haven't tried it yet. Iron Man is my main, so it's really sad that I'm in such a position that I'm at right now, that I'm not doing what I need to be doing to make my Iron Man better. I need all my enchants. Actually, I think Spider-Man has more enchants on him than rune words and stuff than my Iron Man does. I leveled Spider-Man very quickly, and I enjoyed every minute of it. Spider-Man is probably my favorite character to play in this game, but Iron Man is definitely better for what I need to do. So we're just going to go ahead. This is a Cosmic Kurse. I'll even show you the bounty tracker. There it is. Kill 3 lieutenants, and then pop the 125 guys, which I'm already at 25. So this is the flight thing that you get. Running around doing my thing, you saw how the pulse bolts work. Basically, I run in, try to get as much damage done as possible. I'm a little squishy right now. I'm probably going to end up changing my build to put a little bit more, a few more points into my shield and a few less points into the shield overload, because I haven't had the need for spirit as much. Like, I can pop it right now, do some damage, and gain 500 spirit back, but it's not imperative that I have that much regeneration. 25% is actually pretty good. I might respec out of it and put into something different that will allow me to have a little bit more survivability with the active shield on. Now, if you notice, I'm not actually taking a lot of damage to my shield, but I am taking a bit of damage to just health core. And I'm not entirely sure why that is. This is not the most informed video, I do apologize. Not everything is to maximum specs as you expect the min-maxers to have, but I'm not a min-maxer. I'm an individual that enjoys this game. I'm an individual that also kind of knows how to play his character. So, it's definitely one of those things that, wow, I'm taking a lot more damage than I want to. It's definitely one of those things that I do what I can. It's not the greatest, but you can't expect everybody to be the greatest. There's a reason why there's people that are the end-all be-all of stuff in this game. I am not one of them, but I like to be informed about my characters and be able to have an opinion on the information of my characters. So, as you'll notice, Kurse takes a little bit of damage. These frost giants are kind of crazy. Kurse hits like a truck, and it really upsets me how hard this guy hits. It's actually not good that I'm kind of graphic glitching right now. I don't like having that problem. I do try to shoot Kurse off screen as much as possible, so that way he can't keep hitting me with that stupid cloud thing that he has. But you notice I'm doing a pretty hefty amount of damage. Kurse is about a quarter down, and we've only used one one-off. There's the second one, which brought him down to about half. But Jericho just drops down what it can, when it can, and I roll around and try and kill as much as possible. Down to about 710 spirit, gonna regen it back up. And we're gonna hope that Kurse doesn't destroy me like he has the past couple times I've done this. Oh no, go away. Yes, we've got some extra power here, which is a little Wolverine symbol, which is so cute. This Wolverine is kind of awesome. I actually haven't had a chance to play Wolverine in this game. I really want to, but everybody I've heard has said he's kind of bad, and I feel like I've heard a lot of people say that he's a boring character to play, which I'm okay with. If the character is powerful, I don't mind it being a boring character to play, because it's a powerful character. It's kind of why we play these games. Why would you play an ARPG if you didn't have a powerful character? Okay. Alright, so there we go. I got a Cosmic Battle and a Lake rune. Got some okay stuff, but there's a Kurse thing. That took me about 5-6 minutes, I think. I'm sure my clear times could be faster if I wasn't worried as much as I was about survivability. Put more damage in, more dots. Not dots, but that's a thing. Another Cosmic Battle Belt. I didn't really get anything great out of this. I didn't even get 2 rings. Normally it drops 2 rings for me. I should pick up this 1 ring. Trying to pick up a ring for Rocket Raccoon, which is another character I've gotten into playing fairly recently. So, there you go. That's how I run my Iron Man. Suggestions for specific changes. Run that Boazon, run the Gungnir if you feel that it's absolutely necessary for you. Run the Odins because it does give you spirit back on enemy defeat, which could be useful in fights like that. That might actually give me the opportunity to roll Shield Overload at lesser points. Because like right now I'm getting 34.3 at 20 points, 38% at 25 points. I can drop a few points out of that back into the Force Shield and maybe a few points into the system reboot to get some good defense rating. Because right now I'm only rolling 7,000 on average. Yeah, it's 36% less damage, 40% from most of these. But damage types do different things. So, different things. Hand of Doom is a good thing for him. Gem of the Cursed is probably pretty good. Odin Blessings would probably be the most recommended item because you get that extra damage on bosses if you're going to be doing boss runs. Better Cosmic Boots. His unique for that slot is for a missile build only. If you're running a missile build, by all means use that because that's what it's designed for. But other than that, you're not actually going to be getting as much out of it as you want to get out of it with a build using Pulse Bolt or even Repulsor Barrage. So if you run Wrist Rockets, run those boots. They don't give you spirit, so you're going to lose out on that damage, but they are going to give you what should compensate in points in your skills. So, improvements for my character is obviously going to be a better medallion, blessings, better rolls on all my crap. Boazon probably on here. I'll probably change to Gungnir and Boazon here shortly. I do end up losing 260 spirit, which in the end is going to end up being 780 damage rating, which is huge. Like, if you think about it, that's a lot of damage rating that you're losing. But my energy damage powers deal 129% more damage, and then ranged is 20%? Interesting. Why is that in a percent and not a number? Maybe that just adds to my other powers. 20% to 120%. Or 129%. I don't know. Affixes I have to fix. I gotta get a better insignia. My Iron Man is a work in progress, but if you take anything from this, I think Pulse Bolt is an amazing power. Run Spirit on your character. Boazon, Gungnir, Power Prism, Advanced Super Soldier, and Pluvian are probably the best artifacts to roll on Iron Man. That third one is up to you. Get a Cosmic Ring. Run Oscorp, run Eidolon. Those are really good powers. They give you some good stuff. Run the Spirit Enchants. I should drop a Spirit Enchant on this because it's just a Sun Rune and I have a couple of those. But I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did showcasing it to you. Hope you enjoyed my curse kill. Remember to like and comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Tumblr at RybackStun. More videos as they come along, more Marvel Heroes, more Diablo, more stuff that I like to play, and stuff that I hope you enjoy seeing. So with that, this is RybackStun, signing out.